Hello and welcome back to the second video. Hopefully you saw the first video, which was about my goals and planning. And if you haven't, please go back to that video and check that out. But enjoy the show. So I've been using Sketch for a really long time. And just recently, within the last few months, I moved to Figma. It's pretty much Adobe XD, Sketch, and Figma are the three players. And I've tried all three of them. Adobe XD has really good animation and prototyping capabilities, but Figma has really cool, really powerful tools that you can use. I can kind of work with people simultaneously on the exact same file, and it just has a lot of other features like auto animate and things like that. I might show you a couple of them, but pretty much this video is about me kind of laying things out and specifically in Figma. So let's just jump in and I'll show you how I laid my website out in Figma. I'm not going to get into too much detail of like technical stuff, but just mostly just show you real fast how I laid things out. Let's go. So this is pretty much Figma the way that you would expect. And here I have that sketch that I did in the first video. So I'll pretty much have kind of following what I did here as far as the hero on the top here and some thumbnails below and then some CTAs. So pretty much here's, let me hide some of these windows. So pretty much this is the hero. So I have the image, or this will actually be the video, this thing in the middle here. I'll have some branding right here on the top left. So I pretty much, at the top here, I have let me help you with design. This is still, obviously it's changeable, but it's pretty much making a statement of something that I can do for you or what you can do for the person. It's really good for that to be the very first message for the people to see what you can actually do for them. And I have turning, then I have some copy right here, turning problems into solutions with visual designs and prototyping and user testing. And then I have a CTA, which will open a video and it'll talk more about me. Then I have some companies that I've worked for, JDate, Evite, Go Out, Studio Dork, some other companies here that I worked for. Then I'll have UX UI projects, and then it's kind of thumbnails of those projects, of different projects that I've done, and I'll get back to those in a second. But let's see, and then I have some CTAs here, some social media links, pretty much LinkedIn, Dribble, and YouTube, as I mentioned, and also my logo again. So when you tap that, it'll take you back to the top. And these are just ways for people to basically get in contact with me. I was thinking about just doing a form directly on the side, but I decided not to do that because in my old site, I used to have that, and pretty much I would get so many spammers, and that's not something I like so much. So people could get in contact with me through these social media ways. So I have these icons here, and these would be blinking, and I'll show you that when we get into the next video. But basically they'll blink so the user will know that you can basically get here, that you can get to the next, that you would be able to get to the next screen, that there's like 5 or 6 different screens that they can scroll to, and that's kind of just a way to do that. And also these little dots in the middle would also indicate that, hey, there's some more videos. So I kind of did that. A couple of things about Figma real quick. So this is Figma, and then I have different layers here on the left side, and I have something that I'm using, auto layout, this like feature, which is really powerful. And pretty much it's a little bit of a setting up, but after you set it up, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can show you what I can do. So right here I have this first screen selected, and I'm just hitting up and down. It's pretty much moving the entire screen. It's literally moving these in any order I want, and I set that up, and it's really cool. Otherwise, see, I'm just moving, then it just moves it to wherever I want. It's a very powerful tool to be able to do that. I did the same thing here as well with these brands, meaning that I'm not just choosing these, I'm not just taking this icon and moving it from one place to the other, but it's literally putting them in place where I want it to go. So like I'm hitting JDate, and I'm just moving it to the left, and now it's moving perfectly to the left with the exact perfect spacing. Stuff like that is very powerful. It's fairly unique to Figma, and I love that tool very much. And then let's see, so then also I'll show you the mobile version, which I did here. I have that on the side. I can actually put that a little closer. So then this would be the responsive mobile version and of the site, and this is how I laid it out. Fairly simple, pretty expected, that's fine, and fairly user-friendly, very user-friendly actually. The message will be similar, and then these will be blinking, and you could go, and then similarly when you tap on it, it will stop blinking. The blinking is to indicate that there's another thumbnail, kind of giving the user a clue. Also, something I really like to do, specifically with mobile, the mobile layout, I really like to test these out on mobile with the Figma app. Just put that directly on the phone and you can kind of test it out and just see what it will look like and it will feel like on the phone right away. So I love that very much. Another example I wanted to show you guys, so I have this layout of this app, for example, and I also want to show what it would look like. I did this design in Principle, and it just kind of shows what things would feel like in a video. So this I would upload directly to the website as well. So I just wanted to show you a quick little glance, and this is using the UI that I designed for this particular design, for this particular app. And it's pretty interesting and realistic. I just wanted to show you one example of that video, and I'll show you on the next video what that would look like in Webflow actually. And the way that I like to export these things out before I import them into Webflow is I usually choose these files and I export them all as PNGs, usually 2x PNG, so they're twice as big, and then I import them into, I use this tool, PNG to JPEG, it's just a website, png to jpeg.com, and it does a really good compression, and I like using that tool. I've been using that for a few years, and it does better than Photoshop and better than other applications that I've used, so that's good compression there. Just a little tip. Again, so just a quick recap, I look at the sketch and figure that out in the process, and then lay a quick thing out. You know, usually I'm doing it in desktop version first, but I'm thinking mobile first, even though I do desktop first. It's just kind of how I work. And then I jump into mobile, and sometimes I do tablet as well, even though in the development part I'll do tablet, but not always is tablet made here. Sometimes I skip that step, it's just faster, but there are situations where I do tablets as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I work in Figma. I just wanted to show a quick little sneak peek of just basically how I work and how I lay things out. And just I know I didn't get too technical in there, but I really just wanted to show kind of just how I use it for the layout purposes. In the next video, I'm going to show you behind the scenes of Webflow, actually how I export these files and import them into Webflow. And I'll have all that prepared already, and just show you how I lay things out and make div rules there, and just kind of how I use Webflow for my website layout. And that literally generates real HTML, and it's really cool. I think you'll enjoy that. Thank you so much for taking the time and checking this video out. Have a good one.